afternoon, guys. What is up? Welcome back. As you can tell, Sunday afternoon. It is sunny out today. Still not super warm. I'm hoping that it gets warm sometime soon, but at least it's not the snowstorm that we were gonna get has moved out of the way. So it looks like it might just be rain, but today it's actually a pretty decent day. It would be a great day to wash this disgustingly dirty truck. So we might try and do that later. The goal for today is to get the transmission installed on the 05, but we are giving Andy a hand here. First thing, we're gonna fire up the truck. We're actually gonna move the trailer down the driveway a little bit. We're gonna roll his truck out just a little bit more. He's gonna work on cleaning up his frame just like we did. Mark has got Andy's bed pretty much all done, ready to go. So we're gonna try and clean that up, reinstall his hitch later today. As you can see, we got the front end completely done, got the upgraded steering on his truck. I don't think he's decided or made any progress on wheel selection or engine. We still have yet to slap a different turbo on this thing. But other than that, that is where Andy's truck has been. The progress on that, slowly but surely. I think he's actually been working on his bike. Oh, here he is. Here he is, the man himself. You got the bike done though.
Fresh detail.
Bike is done. Been riding it in this cold weather. Look at that. Oh, there you go. Hey, they're yelling. But that is where the day is starting. This is a Monday for you guys, so hopefully you're at work, you know, watching this video while your boss isn't watching. But anyway, let's get this day started. Alrighty guys, we have made it to the shop, and today is the day this guy is going back in the truck. We have our parts. We took these off of the drag truck. These are the brand new cab mounts for the 3rd gen that we got right from the dealer, which were insanely expensive. Again, these are the 4 for the cab, not for the front fender. If one of you guys needs these, let me know. I'll sell them. I'm not gonna, these were really expensive. I'd like to try and get some money back out of them. I think I paid like $400 or $500 for all this stuff. I know, crazy, right? So, but we have the lug nuts that we left up there, and we have our bracket that's in better shape. We'll get that painted up, and the parking lever underneath there. So, oh, and more importantly, or in there somewhere, we have our NPT to AN adapters, which we're just going to unscrew these factory style fittings, and we're going to screw in the new ones. And these are a number 8 1/2-inch line. So we're going to use these. These should work out good. And then we'll get this guy put it in there. We're going to paint up this other bracket that's there. And yeah, oh, I might have to actually run to Napa to get some hose. The transmission vent, which is usually normally in the front, which he plugs off, he moves to the back. We'll have to get some line for that, so we'll get that. I'm not worried about that, but that's the goal for today, guys, to get the transmission in the truck, maybe button up some loose odds and ends, plug in some of the harness to it. We still got to paint our transfer case, so we'll see how far we get. So here's where we're at after a couple hours, give you the rundown of the progress of today. So got the trans all situated, got the fittings in, got them all Teflon taped in there, got everything painted up, all brackets up nice, got them back installed. One key thing I want to point out on this fitting here that I've said before in the past, but seeing that we're here, I'll mention it again. This back fitting, this is pipe thread. Now, pipe thread, you have the tendency to really want to try and get tight as possible. This casting piece back here on this transmission is very, very thin. You want to make sure if you are going to be messing with your transmission fittings on a 48 case, I think a 47 is probably the same thing, this is very thin. Make sure you do not over tighten that. If you crack that, you are not going to be having a great day. So just go very, very delicate on that. They don't need to be that tight. But anyway, the transmission is all done. So that didn't take very long. What has been taking forever all damn day is this painting nonsense. So I told you guys we had to prep this. I started wire wheeling this and all the paint just started coming right off. So this had to be taken down to bare metal. Spent quite a bit of time with the wire wheel trying to get that perfect. Got that painted up. That's the same paint as the undercoating stuff that we've been using. And this T-case. This T-case was kind of oxidized and really needed a lot of prep, and you can see all the little ribs in here, and it did not take 2 seconds to prep. So we did that, shot that up, same undercoating as everything else, but we need to let that dry because it's actually still a little damp too. I don't want to try and handle that. So going forward, the plan is to still put the transmission in, what we're going to do, and I forgot as well that your T-case, the way it bolts is this flange right back here on the overdrive housing. If it focused, the holes right there. Now there is one right behind here, and I forgot about this. This bracket actually has to come down again to put the T-case on really nice. Otherwise you have a really hard time getting anything in there to tighten that last bolt. So what I think the plan is going to still be is to still get the transmission in, but we'll probably end up just taking one of the jack stands, putting it underneath the transmission right about right here, and then that way we'll take the brackets down. Tomorrow we'll get the T-case installed. The other thing that I forgot, that I actually didn't forget, misplaced, lost, whatever you want to say, the T-case studs actually are a very, I think they're 3/8 24, which is fine thread. T-case bolts, or nuts I should say, are these nice washer included non-spin lock things. They're a specific hardware which I don't have. I don't know where it went, but we can't put that on without, I want to use the same OEM hardware that I know I should have. Granted, yes, I could use something else with a separate washer, but I want to use OEM stuff. I've always kind of believed in that, and if I don't have it, I'm just going to wait. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wait, but I still want to get the transmission in. So there, that's the plan. Hopefully that made sense. I've been kind of thinking about that for the last couple minutes. Anyway, besides that, while we were waiting for paint to dry, we weren't completely unproductive. We did get the safety chain hooks installed in the bed. Real nice, clean install. One thing I do want to point out, I'll go underneath there and show you guys, the way they need to be drilled is kind of a little odd. Got the inner wheel well liners back in the truck, and yeah, that's about it. We got to go home and help Andy push his truck back in here shortly. So if you look up underneath here, let me try and get the camera in here, you can kind of see that this side, all right, we got the left-hand side holes on that one. On this one, we got the right-hand side. So actually, whoever installed the hitch on my 08, I didn't do that. They misdrilled the holes because they drilled, you know, one on one side, the same one on the other side. But what you want to do is you actually want to look at the ribs of the bed and where the holes line up. You can kind of see this is on the outside edge of one. And then when you go over here, that one corresponds with that. And then what that does, that allows the hooks to look uniform in the bed. Spacing may not be the same from point to point, but it looks like it is. So just to make a note there. So those are on springs, they pull up, your hooks go in that. So we weren't totally unproductive when we were waiting for all this paint nonsense to dry. sliding under. There we have it, boys and girls. She is installed. We got all the bolts for the bell housing tight. The converter bolts are not in. We actually need to get new converter bolts, but we have the transmission installed. So goal for today is complete. Like I said, got it up on a jack underneath here. Let me roll over here. You can kind of see now we have still access to pop this bracket off. We'll get the T-case in here hopefully tomorrow and throw the rest of the driveline in. We got to manage and deal with all the wiring and the cooler and everything else, but we'll get that done. But the transmission is in, and we are one step closer to getting this thing back on the road. All right, so seeing that we are talking about transmissions here a little bit, I saw something in the old Book of Face the other day about transmission fluid that I thought was really, really good information that I want to try and pass along to you guys. Maybe some of you guys have this question. ATF plus 4, some people, mentioned Dex Merc transmission fluid. So I want to just read something to you guys real quick. Basically, this person, and this is from the Firepunk Diesel discussion forum, a lot of good information on here. The guys at Firepunk. The thing that I love about the guys at Firepunk is this Facebook page. They're happy to share the information, especially when it comes. There's so much stuff on forums and stuff. This is coming right from Levon and Lynn, the guys from Firepunk. Great guys. And they're willing to share information to help you guys out. But anyway, let's get back on. This person is actually basically just asking the differences between the two. And this is right from Levon, the man himself. Basically, the main difference between ATF 4 and Dex Merc 3 is the amount of friction modifier in the fluid. So basically what he's saying here at the end, the ATF4 is no problem in lower horsepower applications, but we have seen slip from too much friction modifier in higher horsepower trucks. That's why we run Dex Merc. And that's why I'm pretty sure the man, Mr. Muldoon, who does all of our transmissions, always says Dex Merc 3 for a fluid. So hopefully that guy helps you out just a little bit. Main difference between ATF and Dex Merc, if you guys see that anywhere, hopefully that will help. So that is going to do it for today's goal and what we wanted to get done today. Alrighty guys, and that is going to do it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.